Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Conrad Zen, former Bitcoin Foundation member and now evangelist for Pulse Zen. It is very important to know that I was a former Bitcoin Foundation member. What does that actually mean? Well, back in the early days of the development of Bitcoin, nobody was actually paying the developers. And so they came up with this bright idea of creating a foundation where people like me would donate money to actually fund the development of Bitcoin. Thus, I have been privy to the first-hand workings of what actually went on with Bitcoin. And you really need to understand that the Bitcoin that you know today isn't the Bitcoin that was proposed by Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever he was. You see, the main problem was that Bitcoin was actually infiltrated by a certain three-letter agency in America. Although they could never actually take over the code, they were able to increase their sign-ups exponentially to actually virtually take control of Bitcoin as we know it today. What does that mean to you? Well, what it means to you is if you're buying Bitcoin now, you are never going to be wealthy. One of the major things that you should look at is the BlackRock ETF homepage. Right down at the very bottom, there's a very significant statement. You see, one of the things they're saying about Bitcoin now is store of value and scarcity, blah, blah, blah. On the bottom of BlackRock's page, it says categorically that there is a limit of 21 million Bitcoin at the moment, which means that they may increase that limit. How many people knew that? So I want to get one thing out of the way. If you're buying Bitcoin today at say 80,000, you might see it go to 160,000. I doubt it, but it's possible if the Americans actually cause a race to have a Bitcoin reserve, then other countries are going to join in. And yes, we will probably see the price of Bitcoin increase. But the thing is, you're waiting on that casino moment. You're waiting for Bitcoin to increase in value, which may double, possibly, but it ain't going any higher than that. But then you've got to be able to time the market. You've got to time your entry. More importantly, you have to time your exit. Are you going to sit there and watch your computer every day? Are you going to sit there and watch geopolitical events and external forces every single day to try and work out how you're going to get your fortune from Bitcoin? No, it's not going to happen. And so what you'll end up doing is donating your money to some exchange which actually holds your Bitcoin. You don't even hold your Bitcoin. You don't have a self custody wallet, and you're at the whim of governments. And that's not what DeFi was all about. What it is all about is self custody. You need to understand what and how to apply self custody to your investments. And I use the word investments because you cannot treat crypto like a casino. And most of you are. It just doesn't work that way. Look, that's why we came up with Pulse then. We knew that people didn't want to lock up their money. They had kind of worked out what self custody is. But why not have a system whereby you can just buy the protocol, you can buy into it if you so choose, and then the protocol itself pays you into your wallet every single day, compounding interest. Compounding interest. What an amazing concept. Now, it seems very simple on the face of it, but it's a protocol that actually works and it has been battle tested. And more people are going to wake up to this. There's two things that you need to do this weekend if you haven't done so already. Number one, yes, you need to learn about self custody because without self custody, you are missing out on the whole aspect of what DeFi is all about. Number two, more importantly, is AI. How to use AI because you are being kept in the dark as to how sentient AI has become. If you listen to people like Mo Gaudat and Jeffrey Hinton, for example, you can forget about Moore's law applying to AI. It doesn't. We are seeing exponential increases in the sort of IQ of AI, when it first started out, it was probably about 140. To put that into perspective, my IQ was 140. People like Einstein, his IQ, I think, was about 160. And Elon Musk is about 145. In the next iteration of ChatGPT, the IQ level went up 10 times. We are going to see ChatGPT 5 and 6, where IQs are going to be measured in the thousands. Now, that is just unbelievable, and nobody really understands what that means. Well, put simply, that means that you're going to be interacting with a sentient being, if you like, which is thousands of times more intelligent than you. Don't you think you really need to learn a bit more about what's going on? I mean, we are going to see incremental leaps by the hour. We're going to see the next iterations of AI coming to the general public, which are going to blow your mind. They're there, they're already here. You just don't have access to them yet. But Moore's law for AI has gone out the window. We are seeing increases tenfold for every iteration. It is mind-blowing, which is why people like Jeffrey Hinton have quit their jobs and Mo Gaudat. They realize how dangerous this could be. And it's up to you to actually learn. There are two things that you need to learn: self-custody and AI. This is what you need to do this weekend. PulseZen was designed as DeFi should be. No middlemen. You choose to interact with the code. You self-custody. That is the most important thing. You get paid compound interest every single day, regardless of whether the price is up or down. Anyway, a bit of a rest day for me today, so I just thought I'd come out and say a few words. Thank you very much for listening. Going to try and have a live broadcast on Saturday in the afternoon, and we'll see how that goes and see how Starlink works from there. Nice little bay here this morning, and I'll just finish with this. It's not about money. It's not about accumulating zeros in the bank. What is the most precious commodity in the world is time. And you need to have enough money to give you that time. You don't have to be super wealthy. You don't have to be a billionaire. What you need to understand is time is the most precious commodity that there is. Not gold, not stocks. Nothing is more important than time. And that's what our protocol does. It is supposed to accelerate the return on your initial investments. Therefore, you should be able to enjoy your time more thoroughly. Anyway, thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you at the weekend.